Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our last Q&A video leading up to the premiere for the last episode of The Walking Dead Season 7. That's for the big finale, the first day of the rest of your life, and we're going to war. Yeah! We're going to war! And spoiler warning, of course, if you have not seen The Walking Dead up to the second last episode of The Walking Dead Season 7. So tonight's a night, very excited. It's been quite a lead up to this point. I really thought we were going to see some of this earlier on in this season, but you know what? The season's gone by pretty quick. It's 15 episodes later now since the premiere. We're getting right into it now, where we finally see Rick and the group kind of resurge and are able to fight back against Negan and the Saviors. And it's going to start tonight. So very excited. Take a shower, Stinky. He says the war starts tomorrow, and he left that yesterday, so it's tonight. War starts tonight. So man, so a bit of fun season for sure. Really enjoyed it with you guys as always. You know, doing all the videos, doing the reviews, predictions, all that good stuff. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Want to thank you guys so much for all of the support all throughout this year, for watching the videos, for leaving your comments, for sending through questions for the Q&As and everything. Just had a tremendous time. Had a lot of fun this year, and even though, you know, it was, you could call it a season of filler, I guess, if you want to, from comic book, from the comic book version versus the TV series version, where they didn't cover as much as they usually do with a season of The Walking Dead. They really stretched out some parts. They bottled some things up. They separated up locations and spent more time in certain spots than others. But I still feel like it's been a really solid season of a show. And, compared to other series, definitely not disappointed. A lot of people were a little bit disappointed compared to some of the prior seasons we've had, but tonight looks like it's going to be a great episode. We've had a lot of setup to get us ready for this point, and looks like it's going to be really great for maybe the next year or two for Walking Dead, just for a lot of excitement, violence, and war, battles, and what have you. So it begins tonight. So very excited, and for sure, you guys enjoy the episode. The next one came from Jamal Rana, who said, "Hey Trev, do you think this finale is going to be better than the premiere?" So based on the promos and everything, luckily for me, this one still is not, spoiled. I've seen comments, people saying, well, the whole script is leaked, this kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, but I've been able to steer clear of it so far. So I'm really happy for that, because it's going to be fresh for me tonight. So I might do a reaction for you guys, instant reaction type of thing of me watching it, release that tonight, do the review, do the predictions for next season, and then we'll do, of course, lots of Q&As this week and, the week after for a while, until eventually we run out of ideas this summer to talk about, and eventually come back with Fear the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Better Call Saul, Gotham, and all kinds of other shows that I will produce videos on for you guys almost every day. So, but is this episode going to be better than the premiere from what we're thinking? I mean, it's hard to say, because of course we haven't seen it yet, but in terms of my expectations, I'm not expecting it to be as good as the premiere. I'm expecting it to be a really solid finale for a season, though. The premiere for this season was one of the most memorable episodes of a series I can ever remember doing on. I've been on YouTube now roughly about 7 years, since before the Walking Dead TV series started. I used to do reviews for the comic series and action figures and toys and stuff like that, comic books and just different movies and things like that, whatever I like. Once The Walking Dead came on, of course, there's been lots of different seasons. There's been lots of different high points. One of the other ones that was really big, you're looking at like Too Far Gone, No Sanctuary, really, really popular, a lot of buzz around the show. The buzz around the Season 7 premiere was incredible. It was unbelievable. The build up to it, and then finally getting to see the episode, it was done in just a brilliant manner. They expanded on the section from the comics, and they really got into it. They had a second kill there. They kind of remixed it a little bit, but then went back to it. It was pretty clever. And yeah, it was spoiled a little bit beforehand, so for some people that might have affected how they viewed it. But the buzz around the show was just, it was huge. It was colossal. The ratings and everything, huge, 17 million. That's one of the biggest episodes they're ever going to have. In terms of hype and buzz, do I think that this finale is at the same level it was at the beginning of the season? No, because people just couldn't wait to find out who it was that, had been killed. And then we find out it's two people, and, two big, I would say even A-listers. Are they both A-listers? I guess so. Yeah, pretty much. A-listers at that point. And, really set us up in a different spot for the season. So do I think that the finale has the potential to be as good as that? Not really, because the buildup was cooked so much from the season 6 finale going to season 7 that it was just like we had waited so long to see it. It's not fair for the finale of this season to compare. So the season 7 premiere, one of the top 10 best episodes of The Walking Dead ever, I want to say. It was just really incredible. I'm thinking this one might be top 10 though. This one could be close, somewhere in the top 10. I'll do my updated top 10 best episodes list after this episode tonight, probably next week or the week after. It has potential to be one of the best ever. Based on the setup and Rick and going after Negan going there, it looks like it's going to be pretty exciting and intense too because of what we did see in the premiere. So we know that the stakes are higher than ever. Just as high as when the governor attacks, I guess, at Too Far Gone or some of the other parts of the show. I mean, it's Negan is very intimidating. Negan is very scary, and so it's going to be an intense finale. I think it's going to be really, really good. Maybe one of the best finales ever, because surprisingly for The Walking Dead, a lot of the best episodes they've ever done are not finale episodes. There's a few, like I'd say, Beside the Dying Fire is a great finale. Conquer's really good, but some of the others, a lot of people didn't like that much, like season 6's finale. Let's see, season 1's finale wasn't that, it was good, but it wasn't anything crazy. A lot of their best episodes are not their finale episodes. This could be one of their better finales they've done. And of course, I'll let you guys know tonight in my review and in my reaction video if I think it's the best finale they've done yet. It looks like it could be, so we'll see. But it's got its work cut out for it because it's got to beat out season 2's finale, Beside the Dying Fire. Great finale. Swagmaster 2000 says, "Hey Tregan, I think the smart banner for The Walking Dead season 8 would be to advertise it as All Out War. Have a live action cover for the TV show that's basically Volume 21 All Out War Part 2, so that'll work as a banner." So he's talking about getting to see maybe all the survivors, all the saviors, and do some banners like that, some promo art like that for next season. And I think you're right 100%. Advertising it as All Out War, doing a trailer as All Out War, this is how you make the best season of The Walking Dead ever. And they've got the potential, I think. I think season 8 versus any other season, and I really mean this. I don't say this every year, by the way. I really don't. I really think season 8 could be the best season they've ever done, because with all the setup in season 7, with Negan being set up as just this brutal villain that makes almost all the other villains before look like they pale in comparison to him. It really has the potential to be the biggest season ever, I think. And if they promote it right, if they put in enough money for the budget, and if they do it right, I think this could be the best season ever. Also, the season 8 premiere is episode 100. They're already doing some contest stuff for that. They've already started to let people know that. This is the stuff they got to do. They really got to promo it. Similar way that they promoted season 7's premiere, they have to promo season 8 as a war. It has to feel like a war. Gimple talks about them reinventing the show every half season. They've got to reinvent the show in a war fashion. They have to get season 3, I think Glenn Mazzara had said in interviews that he had some of the writing team in that read some war stories and things like this, because he wanted season 3 to feel like a war between the governor and the group at the prison. Well, you had less than a dozen people at the prison, right, or somewhere around there. Now you have 100 on each side. So just based on that alone, on numbers and volume, it should be an incredible season. And you're absolutely right. I think that's what they have to do, and that's what I'm looking for the trailer for this year. I want to see some action time. It's cool. We got character development. We got all this stuff, but this is a war. We got to see something like that. And I think we will. I think we'll see part of it tonight. And then, of course, next season should be really, really great, with the season 8 premiere being probably a contender for one of the top 10 best episodes ever, because it's episode 100, and they know that, and they're going to do something special. I guarantee it. As a result, Negan the Awesome Psychopath says, Q&A, do you think Eugene could be one of the casualties of All Out War Season 8? Since it seems like he's too far gone now, unless he somehow redeems himself in the Season 7 finale. So they decided to do that with Andrea in Season 3, which, they decided to kill her off. People were upset, but if you think about it too, she had already slept with the governor. She had slept with Shane. Could she be a potential mate for Rick? And I've done videos on this years ago. Michonne makes a lot more sense. Are you going to have Rick be with Andrea after she's been with the governor and Shane? It's we already kind of had that with Lori, where she had been with Shane, and they kind of ruined it. So you're thinking that maybe Eugene is kind of getting close to that Andrea range where he's not redeemable. I think Eugene is still redeemable. I really do. We'll have to see what happens tonight in this episode and with Sasha, if there's anything he's able to do at this part. But Eugene's in an interesting spot, and maybe a good situation where what you maybe want to do if you have to betray somebody, if you're going to be a traitor, you're going to be, something like that, you may have to play the game for a while to gain their trust before you betray them. So you may have to gain, from Eugene's side, he may have to gain Negan's, favor. He may have to make it seem like he's a savior in order to really deliver some kind of powerful blow to them after he gains their trust. Granted, he had the opportunity for the poison, that kind of stuff. We don't know if it was a test or not from the girls, and if Negan put them up to that, we don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's with Eugene, I don't think he's too far gone to the point where the audience can't forgive him for what he's done so far. I don't think he's done anything that's really that detrimental to our survivors so far. The next part of his question is, will he be wearing war paint Braveheart style for the finale? I will be, for two reasons: because it's the start of All Out War, and Norman Reedus, who of course plays Daryl, said the season finale will resemble Braveheart at parts. So any thoughts on that? I wanted to do something, kind of special. I usually like to do something special with the channel for the finales and the premieres, either dress up like Negan or do something like that. But this year I was just so busy with work, I didn't get to planning anything and doing any special videos or anything like that this year. It's not because I didn't want to. I did want to, I just didn't have the time and the energy to do anything this year. It kind of snuck up on me so fast because I was working overtime at my job and everything, so I couldn't. But we'll see tonight. I'll think of something. Maybe be like a last minute type of thing. Be something that just kind of pops in my head and I'll do. But I don't have anything right now planned, but that's a good idea. War paint, right? Ultimate Warrior style, like or like face paint, camo, right? Something like that would be funny. And he said it will resemble Braveheart. Well, of course, I'm looking forward to speeches. I've given my thoughts on that all year now. I'm looking forward to seeing Negan's speech, Rick's speech. Should be great. Really excited for that. So hopefully we get to see something like that. Would be really cool to see from both of them. And it's a war, so I would expect to. Next one's from Edward Tona, who says, Trev Q&A, do you think we will see a time skip as we go into Season 8? Maybe a marriage scene between Rick and Michonne being performed by Ezekiel, a much more positive start to a new season. No, I don't think we're going to see a time skip. I mean, we're going to see probably the start of something tonight. It's probably not going to end it, and then, that's going to kind of be the beginning of the war. Negan's going to know what's about to go down, and that this is going to be a war. This is not just going to be one battle. This is going to be bad. This is going to be serious. So, and as such, it should be really exciting. I don't think they should skip over anything, really, because why would you do a time skip when we're ending at such a pivotal point? You don't need to do a time skip at this point. So I would not like to see a time skip for this one. I'd like to see it, pick up right where it left off, pretty much at the end of this season. But we'll have more context around that when we see the actual ending of tonight's episode. Hoping it's not going to be some kind of brutal, who's dead cliffhanger. Damian Luciano says, question for you, Trev, and great job on the channel. My question for you is, do you believe we will see more interaction between Negan and Carl next season, in Season 8? So I don't think we'll see much more interaction between the two of them for a while anyway, because they had their time, early in the first half of Season 7. Some really great scenes there with, Sing Me a Song, that kind of thing. So, they got to bonding a little bit, and we've seen the start of that, but Carl's barely in the show right now anyway, so how are they going to give him some scenes with Negan when he's barely even there? He had his kind of adventure to go and see Negan and that kind of stuff at the sanctuary, and it was pretty fun, and he fed him spaghetti and all that good stuff, so he even fed him spaghetti. Lumia says, Trev Q&A, do you think that Dwight could potentially outlive Daryl? So, could Dwight outlive Daryl? Man, it just, for me, it doesn't work at all, man. I mean, if you had Dwight in the show for longer than Daryl, I mean, it depends. Like, Norman Reedus has been in the show since the beginning of the series, so he's like an A-plus lister, A-lister, just like, he's almost like at Rick's level, where, even some fans outvote Rick for voting Daryl as their favorite character in the series, which is surprising, but they do. Personally, I would like to see Daryl live longer. I think Daryl is a better character than Dwight for us for the TV series version. We've been there with him a lot longer. We've seen his relationship with his brother. We've gotten to find out about his backstory and his life prior to the zombie apocalypse a lot more. Dwight's had a little bit recently, of course, with episode 11. But personally, I think that I'd like to see Daryl outlive Dwight. I would not like to see Dwight outlive Daryl, but maybe it's going to depend on Norman Reedus and if he wants to keep doing the show. He may eventually, after a decade of doing something, you might get tired of it eventually. So we'll see if he ever does, but I'm hoping he won't. Stefano Lomax says the question will be, or the question is, Will we see seasons 8 and 9 redeem the series? So, after season 7 and kind of how it hasn't been the best season yet. I think season 8 should redeem it, yeah. And I think also, I think they hear what we have to say and they have a good tap on fans and they understand. All they have to do is look at the Wikipedia page, look at the ratings, and they can see, okay, this season going in with season 8, we should put a little bit more in because we don't want to lose. It's not a lock that you're going to get 15 million viewers an episode. And guys, you got to remember, this is what pays the bills. They look at their advertisers, how many views, right? It got that kind of thing, their ratings. And if they get 10 million views an episode, versus 15, which is like a 50%, less, obviously they're going to know that. So I think maybe they'll realize like, okay, does it make sense for us to draw back a budget or bottle an episode when maybe that will cause other episodes to do less ratings and then they'll earn less? Like they have to look at it that way. So I think with season 8, I really hope they look at it and they put in more for it. They decide, this is our flagship series, we need to go in more with this and go ahead with it. And if it costs more to do it. You want to do it right for your fans, right? You got to. I mean, it's your biggest series you've probably ever had, maybe the biggest series they ever will ever have, because shows like Walking Dead don't just come along every day and get 17 million views for a drama series. It doesn't happen. That kind of thing basically never happens. Look at Breaking Bad's ratings even, which even in the end weren't at that kind of level. Trev Rules says, hey Trev, is Carl pissing you off too? I honestly don't like him that much as of late. And then he got into the Norman Reedus Braveheart-inspired scene in the finale question, which I already kind of gave my thoughts on earlier. But is Carl pissing me off? Not really. I mean, he hasn't been around enough to really piss me off. So, no, I wouldn't say Carl pisses me off too much. I saw some things about the eye, and because he's got his eye patch here, right, and he's got the gun in the right. I was thinking about this for a bit. I was like, okay, well, he's looking through the wrong eye. That's true, to aim. But if he's right-handed, then maybe he would hold it that way. So that's kind of tricky. I haven't heard Chandler Riggs respond to him using the wrong eye at the Oceanside yet to aim. But, if you're going to aim, you kind of have to switch. Like, if you lose an eye, you have to switch to become a lefty. You got to go with your other hand and so that you can see. It might not be as good with the hands, but you should be able to see. If you shoot like this and this eye is done, then you're just kind of shooting blind. Like you have some idea, but you're spraying and praying, right? So I don't know. You guys can write your comments below. What do you think about Chandler Riggs shooting from the wrong eye, so to speak? Dan Rogers says, Q&A Trev, what do you think will last longer, the Walking Dead TV series or the comics, since the 20 episode kind of answer in an interview, which we don't even know if he was joking about that, from Scott Gimple. I don't think he was, though. I still think the comics will probably last longer. I mean, the comics are just so much easier to do. It's a lot smaller of an operation in terms of the amount of people involved. The TV show is such a huge, the budget and everything. Like, you have so many people, hundreds of people, thousands of people involved with the episode production and everything. You got huge cast amounts and this kind of thing. Whereas in the comic series, you just have Charlie Adler, you have Kirkman, and you have, the inker and editor and all that stuff. There's, it's a very small team compared to the TV series, which is, huge. So I think that I believe in Kirkman. I think he can keep this going a long time. And I'll be interested to see which one lasts longer. But I think the comics actually will still last longer. Even though what Gimple said, there's still a lot more things that can go wrong with the TV series. And I have faith in Kirkman. So we'll see. Ewan Ringland says, Trev, will you be doing any personal Q&As over the break? And yeah, we'll do some stuff like that. But you guys know mostly everything about me anyway. Like, I've answered in Q&As before anyway. Guys, like, if you look at the channel, I've got like almost 3,000 videos in the channel now, something like that, over 7 or 8 years. So you guys pretty much know everything about me anyway. There's not much else to know. So really, but yeah, we'll probably do some and other shows and stuff like that, of course, too. I don't stop making videos at any point during the year. I don't take a week off. I don't do that. I produce all year round. We just switch focus. That's all, from Walking Dead to other shows. And still some Walking Dead videos in there too. Delphi Gibson says, are we positive that tonight is Sasha's last episode? And I mean, no, we're not positive. I mean, because until it's done, it's done. It's a TV series. They can do anything they want. It just makes a lot of sense that it would be Sasha based on what we've seen in and around the show, her casting, and some of her behavior in interviews and stuff like that, the dancing in the aisle, stuff like this. So, it's just, it's I guess, a hunch type of deal. We're not positive, but it just really looks like it based on the comic storyline. So we'll see ultimately, but I would be surprised if Sasha was not killed off tonight, which, again, she could be. I don't know, but it seems to me like she probably will be. And let's do one more. Dr. Smarty Pants says, man, season's almost done. Oh well, it'll be back in October at least. Bring it on. Better Call Saul and Fear the Walking Dead. Show us what you got this season. And yeah, I'm hoping Better Call Saul is good this year, and it should be. We got Frings back, so that's good. Let's do one more because that one was kind of easy. I360 Spartan says, do you think Negan will find out that Maggie is still alive in the season finale? So I think he will. I think he will find out pretty soon. If not the finale, then maybe season 8. But I think that Negan is going to find out that Rick was lying about the Maggie thing for sure. I think he probably noticed too because, her reaction was one that you might remember, especially if you were the one wielding the bat. So I think so. Anyway, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Enjoy the frickin' hell out of the episode tonight. I'm just hoping it's going to be really good. I really want it to be. And thanks for all your support, all your guys. Thanks for subscribing, everybody that is subscribed. If you're new and you want to join, you can join the club, so to speak. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite. If you're new and you want to subscribe, like I said, bottom left to subscribe. And I'll see you guys again tonight after the episode. Enjoy, guys. I'll see you soon. It's Trev. Stay in peace. See you guys.